Okay, hello. I've edited the mic settings, so I think it should stop making the stupid wire noises. But I am also going to have to hold the mic right in my mouth. So sorry about that. So anyway, I'm gonna be talking about Palworld. What the fuck? Palworld? What? I have not played Palworld or Craftopia. Just a disclaimer. I don't think that that's particularly important for the sake of this video. I don't know if, like, because when I try to look up creatures in the game now, I can't find these, but this is the first trailer on its Steam page. So, look, obviously, that's obviously a Moblin from Breath of the Wild, right? That's obviously a Bokoblin. Like, literally the body shape is exactly the same. You could say it's inspired, I guess you could say that. I don't know how you get inspired and do the exact same body shape, you know. Just change the color and give them funny hair, but that's a Moblin. Again, I don't even know if these are in the game anymore. I tried looking it up. I don't know if this is I don't know. Regardless, I think the point stands that these were in the game at some point. So they are clearly okay and proud to show these, because this is a trailer, right? The first thing you see on the Steam page. This is obviously the shield Hilly Churl from Genshin Impact. Like, that's exactly what it does. Genshin Impact. You know, this is, that chest has the exact same thing on it. Like this is, if you played Genshin Impact, you see this, you go, yeah, this is exactly Genshin Impact, but with enemies that look like they're from Breath of the Wild, right? Like, I don't think anyone would argue with that. Also, just random note, this is a totally different visual aesthetic than those two guys. But anyway, so we know in Craftopia they were okay with basically just ripping off enemies from other games, right? Like, I don't think anyone would argue that. They almost definitely probably used models online of Bokoblins and Moblins and either traced them or to just use them. I don't know. Like, because otherwise, why would you do that, right? Why would you make a model that looks exactly the same as a model from another game if you're not just going to trace it or something, right? So they're clearly doing it because it's easier. Also, this is like a ruined Sentinel thing. I don't even know. Is Elden Ring out yet? Maybe you know what? Maybe Elden Ring stole that from them. Okay, anyway, though. I don't think anyone would argue with me on that. That's pretty obvious. So then, I mean, yeah, like, what? Like, come on. Huh? But then, now let's check out Palworld, the new best game ever made. I will admit, I am a little salty about it. I haven't played it yet. The game looks fun. I'll say it. The game looks fun. Okay. It looks like a neat little game, I guess. It's a little baffling that it has gotten like 6 million copies sold in 4 days, which I'm hoping a lot of that is from Game Pass. It's a lot. Anyway, so now let's look at this. I wonder if you think it should have music in the background. I don't know. So, like, I mean, come on, right? Like, even the arm shape is identical. Like, this is a very funny arm shape. It's, like, fat and then gets little at the end. It's, like, very, very similar arm shape. These are obviously Leafeon ears, right? This, come on. This is that one cat Pokemon I don't know the name of. How could you be making... You don't know the name of that cat Pokemon? I mean, this is obviously Meowth, but I mean, this. This one, and okay. And then we get to this one, right? You can't argue. You can't argue this. Oh, it's just inspiration. Oh, it's just... I just got inspired. And then, not to mention, this one in particular gets much worse. This is the hair from that seal Pokemon. This is like from the actual Pokemon model. This is the Palworld model, right? Like, you had to have stolen it from the actual model. Why would these tufts of hair be identical, right? Like they obviously got this mesh and then just like extruded parts of it or something, right? Like you, and if they did it, they like almost 1,000,000% did it with this one. Like they took a model of Seviper, is that the name? Seviper, and they like edited it slightly. Like there's no like how do you get this exact shape, you know? So like there's almost no doubt that that's what they did, right? Or they at the very least traced it or something. So anyway, that's really cool, Wordo. What the fuck are you saying? Everybody already said this. I don't care. Okay. So what I want to get at, I hope I convinced you that they definitely did trace or steal existing models, right? Like, okay, at least one. But what I want to ask is this okay? You know, because like you know instinctively be like, no, it's not okay. They're stealing the models and stuff. And like, yeah, I'd say morally, yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Like, if you're stealing the models, yeah, but at the same time, gonna go deep cut here. I, as I'm sure some may know, got a degree in computer game science at college. So cool, so epic. So, and I've made a lot of games during that time. I'm sure you can imagine. So I know a thing or two about game development, I'd like to say. And so I know, well, game development is very, 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 very hard, right? It is not easy. You gotta be good at art. You gotta be good at 3D modeling. You gotta be good at programming. You gotta be good at writing. You gotta be good at this and this. And you gotta be good at design, you know, all this stuff, right? You gotta be able to work with a team well. You gotta be good at marketing. Yada, yada, yada. It's very, very hard. You have to be good at a lot of stuff. And so, I personally feel that the bar for entry of game development is insanely high, right? If you want to make a game from scratch, you have to learn a game engine. You have to learn Unity, Unreal. You have to know how to code in those. I mean, there are tools and stuff, but you have to learn how to use a game engine to make it. In the first place, you probably have to get some coding knowledge. If you want to make a 3D game, you have to know how to 3D model. You have to know how to make art assets. You have to know how to write. You know, you got to know all this stuff. It's very, very hard. It takes a very long time. And even if you do all that, who knows if the game's even going to be good, right? So what I'm getting at, man, this guy won't stop fucking yapping. Sorry, this is a different format. I'm trying this out. So what I'm getting at is taking models from $1 billion games company, like that big a deal, you know? Like if you're just a little baby guy, which by the way, it doesn't seem like these guys are baby guys. Like this isn't their first game. Some people are like, oh, this is the first time they did 3D modeling. Like, no, dude, they made Craftopia. I'm pretty sure they made those models unless they're from the Unreal Asset Store, which also, by the way, a lot of stuff looks like it is. But it's hard, okay? So like, is it that $1 billion company makes these assets, they get uploaded online to mess around with? So you know, is it that much of a crime to use those assets? Because the alternative, right, is modeling all this stuff from scratch, okay? Which again, like I've said, is very hard. So not only do you have to design like 100 Pokemon or whatever, however many it is, you also now have to model them. And that's really hard, especially if you're a small team, you're not particularly good at art. So is it the biggest crime in the world to take models and then slightly edit their textures, or slightly edit the meshes, you know? Because they are slightly edited, you know, a little. They didn't directly rip it. They changed them. They changed the colors. So I don't know. I think it's a very interesting question. Because it's very hard. Like so you're saying for anyone to make a game, they have to do everything from scratch, which I guess is fair, right? But like building into the larger concept, like I said, making video games is insanely hard. So maybe we should not be so strict about this, so that way people can make games. You know, like maybe you shouldn't have to make 100 3D models of Pokemon from scratch if you want to make a game, right? But anyway, and this is coming from a game developer, right? Like I've made games. I know it's hard to make games. It's tough. And I can also imagine why it would really suck if you worked really hard on a game and you made your assets from scratch and then someone else took them. Like with Pokemon, they're a bajillion-dollar company. You were like, whatever. Whatever. But like, what if it was an indie? Like another indie company, small guy. He worked really hard on his assets, you know. And then Palworld comes over and takes his stuff. No credit. Nothing. He doesn't get anything. And they are using his work to make new models, right? Like then it's a little more like, well, that's kind of fucked up, you know. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a very strange moral gray area, I feel. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, from what I can tell, Palworld looks fine. I would say in this case, since this game has now made millions of dollars, I don't know. I don't know if it's okay. Okay, so slight update. I kind of had heard about this, but apparently the guy used for reference for this evidence, apparently they scaled the models up, but as far as I understand, that doesn't, like, I think they just made it bigger to fit it. I don't know. Apparently it's more complicated than that. But regardless, it doesn't matter to me because the main thing is the hair. These tufts are like exactly the same. Like they're not exactly the same, okay? They're a little different, but like they at the very, very, very least looked at this and were like, yeah, we're just gonna do that, you know, like they did. Like, there's no way that would look this similar with the tufts. Like, they're even curved the same way, you know? Like, what? Like, they're in the exact same spot. Like, so they definitely, at the very, very least, they, like, copied it, right? Maybe they didn't, or traced it, or whatever. They did, like, they looked at this and used it for reference. And they took the exact same look of this asset, is what I'm getting at. You know? Like, maybe it isn't exactly stealing, but again, that's the point of what I'm saying, is, at what point is it stealing? Because it's basically the exact same asset, just like the meshes are slightly extruded in some points. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to mention that, since that's going around, that they scaled the models or whatever. That doesn't matter to me. Maybe they didn't rip the exact model, but they copied Pokemon's homework, like they did. So that's the point I'm trying to get at. Like, how, at what point is it no longer stealing or plagiarism? Anyway, yeah. I'm sure the game's fun. I haven't played it. I'm sure it's a fun game. I'm sure it's cool. Like even the eyes, dude. Like, I don't. Like, I don't know, dog. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of bad ones, and this one's like a mash of Latios and that Dragon Ghost Pokemon. Like, because, like, is it okay? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, really? Like, what are the rules on this? Because they're different. Like, they change the words, right? And, like, is it okay to think it's not that scummy because it's, like, not a big billion-dollar company, so it's, like, it's okay, you know? And also, by the way, now they probably are going to be a billion-dollar company because this game's exploding. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Did you like that? Do you like this more podcasty type content? I just wanted to talk about this. It's on my head. I was gonna write a script, but then I was like, you know what? I'm fucking not. I'm not gonna write a script. Actually, I don't. No. So. Yep. Okay. Bye. I've been recording for 20 minutes. Am I gonna edit this, bro? I don't. Okay. Anyway, that's that. Do you like that?